Good afternoon. Thank you for that very warm welcome, and greetings to all of you around the world who are watching the webcast. Thanks to the Chamber especially for having me here today. And also thank you to Moffitt and Nickel for your ongoing sponsorship and support. I'd especially like to thank my bosses, the Long Beach Board of Harbor Commissioners, for giving me the honor of serving as the Port's Executive Director. Please join me in recognizing our Harbor Commissioners. Commission President Susan Wise, please stand and be recognized. Vice President Thomas Fields. Commissioner Nick Schrammick. Commissioner Rich Dines. And not here today is Commissioner Doug Drummond. Thank you, applause. Thank you for your dedication, your leadership, and your vision. We have the best staff of any port anywhere, a world-class team of nearly 450 outstanding men and women. Would our port staff please stand and be recognized? Port staff, thank you. I'd also like to thank our port partners, all of you who have chosen to do business here at the Port of Long Beach, our valued tenants and customers, all of you in the maritime and goods movement industry, our very important contractors and suppliers, the residents of our community for whom we are proud to serve, and our federal, state, and local officials who have been so supportive of us. Please, let's give them all a round of applause. Finally, I'd like to recognize my predecessor, Dick Steinke, for mentoring me on the ins and outs of the port during the last few years. There's no doubt I have some very big shoes to fill. When it comes to shoes, mine are very well traveled. My father was a pilot in the Air Force. He flew B-26 light bombers in World War II in Korea. And because of my dad's profession, we traveled a lot as I was growing up. My family lived in a number of places all around the world. Later, during the 3 decades of work for the world's biggest shipping lines, I traveled and lived in many places around the globe, learning every facet of the maritime business. And I've held pretty much every job in the industry at one time or another, from loading trucks to running port terminals. So I'm honored to be just the 9th person in the port's 100 years entrusted to lead this great enterprise as executive director. Past executive directors have left a better port to each one of their successors. And that's also my goal, to leave an even stronger port for future generations. Until you've seen how ports are operated elsewhere, you really can't appreciate what an outstanding port we have in Long Beach. As someone who's traveled around the world working at and visiting other seaports, I can tell you that the Port of Long Beach is by far the best managed operation in the world. I come to my new job with nothing broken, but tough challenges lie ahead. I'm taking a fresh look to see what we must do so the port can rise to even greater heights to serve our customers in the community. I've asked the port staff to take another look at our initiatives, and I want to hear from our customers, our city leaders, and our entire Long Beach community. What can we do to make an even better port? I know it won't be easy. As you all know, these are tough times. The economic global crisis has hit our shipping lines hard. Many have reported major financial losses. Collectively, ocean carriers have lost about $2 billion in the last year. Our volumes could be impacted as we see more consolidations and more realignments in the years to come. Here at the Port of Long Beach, we saw a decline in cargo last year. Our total cargo volume fell by about 3%. Last year, our terminals moved about 6.1 million containers. As the chart shows, that's about even with where we were at the end of 2004. The single biggest factor for our downturn was the departure of a key shipping line, Hyundai Merchant Marine, and its terminal operator, California United Terminals. CUT left in December 2010, and that had a big impact on last year's numbers. That facility represented about 10% of our business. This chart shows the difference. The green bars are the total cargo numbers port-wide, including CUT. The yellow bars show the remaining terminals without CUT. Total cargo at the remaining terminals was actually up about 8% last year, and that's pretty good. In fact, we're hopeful that we'll see a slow, steady growth this year following a strong holiday shopping season. We're projecting a volume of about 6.3 million containers this year. That represents about a 3% increase over last year. And that will be very good for port-related jobs, for dock workers, to truck drivers, to warehouse workers and retailers. Our port supports more than 300,000 regional jobs, and without long-term growth, we'll have fewer jobs. We'll have less revenue to invest in better facilities to compete for more business. This is an extremely competitive business. To keep generating jobs and economic activity here in Long Beach, we have to stay ahead of our competition. We need to bring more trade, more business, more jobs, more revenues to the port. For our competitors, it's a time to be cautious. But for us, it's a time to be bold. We've had strong financial management in the port for many years. Our AA bond rating has stayed high even through the lean years, and that's critically important to us. Our financial strength is one of our biggest advantages over other ports. That's how we have the ability to undertake a $4.5 billion capital improvement program that will bring us more business and more jobs. This is the biggest capital program the port has ever seen. We must continue to make major investments in our facilities so that the Port of Long Beach remains the port of choice. The port operates like a real estate development company in a lot of ways, but instead of football stadiums or shopping malls, we build the world's biggest and best shipping terminals. We collect revenue from those terminals and then reinvest that money into port facilities. If done right, we promote trade and jobs. The Port of Long Beach has done it right for 100 years, and I'm here to make sure that it's done for many more years to come. With the coming expansion of the Panama Canal in 2014, the battle for our business and our jobs will only grow. Right now, ports in Canada and Mexico and other U.S. West Coast ports all want a greater share of our business. Once bigger ships can sail through the Panama Canal, the Gulf and East Coast ports will try to grab a greater slice of the pie. As this graphic shows, the bigger ships are the future of the maritime trade. In my career, I've seen incredible changes in the ship industry in capacity. If you take a look at the graph there in front of you, the smallest vessel that's shown on that graph is 7,100 TEU, 20-foot equivalent units. When I started into the business, the average ship had about 400 to 500 TEU. And you can see we're going up to 18,000 very soon. This is a big change in our business. And it's like a generation of jumbo jets coming to airports. They need bigger runways, bigger boarding areas, faster luggage handling, and more security. It's the same thing in our business. Seaports need to be ready with deep waterways, efficient cargo handling terminals, skilled workers, state-of-the-art security, high-capacity rail connections, and the latest environmental programs. Here at the Port of Long Beach, we're ready for today's biggest ships. And we're preparing for tomorrow's biggest ships. Let me show you some of the ways we're investing our nearly $4.5 billion. We have a short video that I think really captures the amazing construction activity on our docks. Can we roll the video, please?
Construction as far as the eye can see. Everywhere you look, the Port of Long Beach is building the port of the future. It's emerging from the sea as the first phase of the Middle Harbor Container Terminal project, which will eventually support 14,000 new permanent jobs in Southern California. When completed, it will merge two older facilities into one state-of-the-art terminal capable of handling twice as much cargo while cutting air pollution in half. This will be the most efficient and environmentally friendly terminal in the world. This is just one of several terminal improvement projects, all of them creating badly needed construction jobs. At Pier G, the redevelopment program is consolidating and modernizing the entire ITS terminal. Already, the berths are deeper, shore power has been installed, more land created for trade, and LEED-certified green buildings have been built that conserve energy, water, and materials. This is setting the bar for sustainable construction in shipping terminals worldwide. At Pier T, there are plans for a grain export facility that will become part of the TTI terminal. This investment is vital as the demand for exporting grain overseas in containers continues to grow. Also on Terminal Island, the port is planning a new container terminal on a vacant 160-acre parcel at Pier S. This $650 million terminal would showcase sustainable goods movement while helping the port remain competitive and further cement its role as a premier gateway for cargo. State-of-the-art green terminals are just part of the infrastructure needed to quickly and efficiently serve the logistics chain that extends from our waters all the way across our nation. While trucks will continue to transport goods inland to and from the port, future growth also depends on clean, efficient rail improvements. The port is planning and constructing more rail yards and train staging facilities throughout the waterfront. With $17 million awarded to our Greenport Gateway project last month by the U.S. Department of Transportation, another rail track will be added, clearing a choke point at the Ocean Boulevard crossing near the 710 freeway. One of the most visible projects will be the $950 million replacement of the Gerald Desmond Bridge. Roughly 15% of all the goods coming into the U.S. from overseas moves across the Gerald Desmond Bridge. The replacement project will help not only trade, but ease commuter traffic, which accounts for 75% of all the vehicles using the bridge. The new bridge will be higher to allow bigger ships to pass below. It will include emergency lanes and a bike path. Truly, the new bridge will be better for the port and the entire community. These are some of the key projects in a nearly $4.5 billion capital improvement program that make the Port of Long Beach competitive, sustainable, and the port of the future.
That's pretty exciting, isn't it? Now here's another factor to consider. These projects that you just saw, these aren't off of some wish list or dream list of what could possibly happen in the years to come. Most of these projects are already underway, creating jobs and opportunities here in the Port of Long Beach. We have so many great projects at the port, but let me highlight just a few of the biggest. The Pier S Development Project will generate up to 40,000 regional jobs to further cement our role as the premier gateway for cargo. We expect that project to go before the Harbor Commission for approval later this year. With the Gerald Desmond Bridge, we plan to award a contract this summer and begin full construction next year. We're very excited about the grain export terminal in the works on Pier T. Boosting exports is going to be a major focus for us in 2012 and beyond. As you saw in the video, construction is well underway on the Middle Harbor project, our model for the port of the future. By the time construction is complete, it will move about 3.1 million containers, which is more than double the previous capacity. It includes a huge on-dock rail facility. So many of those containers can be moved without local truck trips. This project will generate 14,000 new permanent jobs for the region. And it will do all that, yes. And it will do all that while generating only half the pollution from previous levels, and that's truly amazing. And on that note, I'm very happy to make a major announcement regarding the Middle Harbor Terminal. The Port of Long Beach and Orient Overseas Container Line and its affiliate, Long Beach Container Terminal, have reached a tentative agreement on a 40-year lease for the Middle Harbor property. This agreement will go before our Harbor Commission on Monday. It's a $4.6 billion commitment to Long Beach by OOCL. It is by far the biggest port terminal project in North America. This agreement will allow us to move ahead with construction of the most technologically advanced and greenest terminals in the world. As I said, we make bold investments, and in OOCL we have a bold partner. OOCL has been a valued Port of Long Beach customer since 1969. They are one of the world's most innovative, greenest, and well-run shipping lines. And they're a great corporate citizen, having contributed nearly $150,000 in recent years for parks, schools, and other community projects right here in Long Beach. Can I ask the OOCL and LBC team to please stand so we can salute you? Please stand up. All of us at the Port are very proud of that our business success is going hand in hand with our green success. Certainly at the top of the list is the Clean Trucks program. As of January 1st, all of the 11,000 drayage trucks that serve the Port of Long Beach are newer, cleaner models. And when I say newer models, I'm talking about 2007 or newer. And the best news is there's a 90% reduction in air pollution from the truck fleet. This is spectacular. This success, please. This success wouldn't have been possible without our partners in the trucking industry. Would those of you in the trucking industry please stand and be recognized for this remarkable achievement? Please stand. It's estimated that the trucking industry brought forward $750 million to clean up this truck fleet. They did an amazing thing. But we also would like to extend our most sincere thanks to Mayor Bob Foster for his work. He played a critical role for us to get this through. He championed the Clean Trucks program all along, and we'd ask the Mayor, could you please stand and be recognized? We've also been moving forward with shore power, which allows ships to plug in to clean electricity while docked. The Pier C shipping facility operated by Matson Navigation and SSA Terminals recently became the latest Port of Long Beach terminal to be equipped with shore power. By 2014, all of our major terminals will have shore power capabilities. These new technologies are paramount in reaching our environmental goals. Many have been funded through our Technology Advancement Program. For example, just last week, Vision Motor Corporation's zero-emission truck rolled out for testing at the port. It's powered by a fuel cell. Just think, no emissions at all, and it's pretty amazing. The bottom line is that diesel air pollution is now down 72% from all of the port sources. And that's with programs such as the Clean Trucks program, which cut the pollution from the truck fleet by 90%. Shore power, which cuts ships' pollution to zero at berth. The Green Flag program, which slows down ships to cut air pollution. Greener harbor craft, such as world's first hybrid tugboat. We want this to be the greenest port in the world, and one day soon a zero emissions port. One of our other top priorities is security. Since 9/11, we've invested heavily in the latest technology, and we've increased our security staff by about 40% and invested tens of millions of dollars in equipment and training. We now have more than 130 surveillance cameras that operate throughout the port complex. The port has secured more than $100 million in security grants since 9/11. But most importantly, it's the multiple agencies and multiple layers of expertise that make our security program a national model. Agencies like the Long Beach Police Department, the U.S. Coast Guard, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the FBI, and other agencies have come together with us in a unified approach to port security, and it works. Please join me in thanking all of our security partners for helping keep our port safe and secure. With strong revenues, we're able to invest in our community. Of all the ports in the world, only a few generate income, and even fewer give direct support to their communities as we do. We're fortunate to be able to pay for many community activities and events to fund clean and safe beaches, provide grants, educational programs, scholarships, and more. We help make Long Beach a wonderful place to live through sponsorships such as the 4th of July fireworks, the municipal band, Grand Prix, the Sea Festival, and many others. Through our mitigation grant program, we provided nearly $10 million in grants to reduce the effects of pollution on school children and seniors in neighborhoods near the port. Up next is another $5 million in grants aimed at reducing greenhouse gases. Just last year, the port's direct community investment totaled more than $80 million. While the port is investing in the community, I want to make sure everyone in Long Beach feels invested in the port. The importance of that became so clear to me last year as we celebrated the port's centennial anniversary. I saw a lot of pride in the port during our centennial, and I want everyone to be proud of our port. So what's next? With increased competition and ongoing economic instability hanging over us, our port must overcome ever greater challenges. We need to increase trade, support more jobs, and commit to even cleaner operations. Our goal is to be the port of choice by building the port of the future. And we'll do that by designing and building the greenest, most efficient terminals and facilities in the world. Thank you. We will strive to develop new technology and more innovative green programs. We will maintain and create even stronger partnerships with our many stakeholders. We're beginning a new century, and after 100 wonderful years, we can't be satisfied. We need to create an even better port. We've got big challenges, big opportunities, and a very big future. I invite you to join me so that our children and their children can be proud of this amazing port of Long Beach. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Okay, go ahead. You make that. Thank you.